Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is AJ Key coming at you. I'm your friendly neighborhood amateur historian. What I do is I collect facts on history and study and conduct research, and then I share with the information and the results of my findings. Today's subject is going to be of interest to people who are interested in history, but more importantly, for Christians and people who are interested in the early history of the Christianity, the religion Christianity. Now, most people think they understand the aspects of history, but these aspects that I'm about to tell you were specifically and intentionally left out of your church history and out of your scholastic history. So I'm going to bring you this information. It's not meant to offend you. It's just meant to inform you. And so let's get started. So Serapis. Who is Serapis? Well, Serapis is a Greco-Egyptian god. So what does a Greco-Egyptian god have to do with Christianity? What do the Greeks have to do with early Christianity? Well, a lot of people don't know that the first New Testament was actually written in Greek. It wasn't written in Aramaic like a lot of people think, but it was written in Greek. So why are these Greeks having such a prominence? Well, what happened was in 323, let's jump back. In 325, the Persians had conquered Egypt, and they ruled there for 2 years. In 323, because BC times you count backwards, so you count down. So in 323, Alexander, in his pursuit of Persia, entered Egypt. Now, when Alexander entered Egypt, he went to a city called Rakotis. And in this coastal city called Rakotis, they had an ancient library, and they had a Serapeum, which was a temple devoted to the worship of Serapis. Now, Alexander, what he did was he expanded the footprint of the city of Rakotis and renamed the library and the city Alexandria. So that's where you get the Great Library of Alexandria, and you get the city of Alexandria from Alexander's expansion of the existing city of Rakotis. All right, so Alexander was there, and he ruled in Egypt for 9 years, but then Alexander died. So in 325, his properties that he had conquered under the Persian campaign were split up and divided. And one of those properties, Egypt, was taken over by a ruler called Ptolemy I Lygides, Miriamni. He's got a lot of names, but names that he named himself. But he was Ptolemy I. So if you ever heard of the Ptolemies ruling in Egypt, you'll know that it extends from Ptolemy I, who was a successor of Alexander in Egypt. All right, so Ptolemy wanted to be worshipped as a god, as a pharaoh, like the rest of the pharaohs, but the Egyptians didn't want to allow that. So what Ptolemy did was he began to close the temples of worship in Egypt until they accepted his worship. A group of Egyptians called Malkite Coptic Egyptians accepted the worship of Ptolemy, in that they renamed or reclaimed the deity of Serapis, and the Greeks took a statue from an existing city and brought it to Egypt and renamed that statue as Serapis, the image of Serapis. And you can see the image of Serapis. I have it posted here on the TV, but you can also get on Wikipedia, and you could download this article. In the next segment of this video, I'll go ahead and read that article so you can get some more detailed information. Okay, so now we have Serapis. He was called Serapis Khrestos. Now, Khrestos is a Greek word, and it means anointed, Serapis Christ. So when you hear the word Christ, you think it's a last name. You think it's maybe something Aramaic, but it's not. It's a Greek word that was adopted in Egypt by the Coptic Egyptians. All right, now the Coptic Egyptians, because they were being conquered, Ptolemy needed a way to appease them and kind of unify the two nations, Greece